Hey, what it do? Welcome back to another episode of BUA with your host, Heru Adamu. Here we talk love, politics, war, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into it. So first in politics, Jasmine Crockett is here to break down these resurfaced public emails between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and what they actually mean. A lot of folks online are running different narratives, so let's get grounded. Let's take a look at what she had to say.
Now, Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas, a key member of the House Oversight Committee and the House Judiciary Committee as well. Congresswoman, thanks so much for joining us. What stands out to you from these emails that were publicly released by the committee today?
Yeah, so number one, it is clear that he knew what was going on, which I think that he's kind of alluded to that at some point in time because the president said that he was trying to kick Ghislaine out of Mar-a-Lago because it seems like that's where girls were being recruited from based on information that we have. But more importantly is that he was having conversation, he being Jeffrey Epstein, with Michael Wolff, who is writing this book or trying to put together this book. And in real time, as Trump is running for his first presidential run, we hear or we see that he made it clear that he believes that he has leverage over Trump. And he said that a Trump regime would basically open up, this is me paraphrasing, this is not exactly what it said, but basically it'd be a free-for-all. And as we've seen, especially in this second term, it's been a free-for-all where Trump has absolutely pardoned some folk that we know are terrible, and we are waiting on him to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. I think that that's coming up soon, too.
All right, well, there you have it. I mean, some emails came out just recently. I mean, America's been waiting on these Epstein files, which they'll probably never get. I don't know if we'll get the Epstein files while Trump is in office, but essentially, like, he got some email. There were some emails between Wolff and Epstein about Trump, which indicate that Trump would know about the activity of the underage sex trafficking and all the things that were going on Epstein Island. And Mar-a-Lago, or however the hell you pronounce it, is like Trump's golf club where all of the rich billionaires that's tied in with the oligarchs meet up. And of course, you know, y'all can see the level of corruption that goes on in the government, and we still don't have those files. It seems like every week is a new thing, and, you know, they got a new cover up for the information, but information leaks out every week that just shows that, of course, Trump knew about this. But it's kind of like with your homies, like they may be doing some illegal activity that you may not be personally involved in, but you know about it. You know, I don't really personally think, but I don't know. I can't call it. I don't know if Trump is actually involved in like sex trafficking, but I'm pretty sure he's friends with other people that are involved and he knows about it, and he's not going to speak out about it. I think one of the emails said that Trump was a dog that wasn't going to bark. So that was insinuating that maybe like Trump knows what's going on, but he's not going to speak out or snitch or get his friends in trouble because of the relationship and like how they can help him out as well. I believe Wolff in one of the emails said that he told Epstein that he has his finger on Trump, that he's the one that can bring him down. So basically, you know, the whole point is to get dirt on you so they can use it later on you when they need to, you know. So that's how these people get into power, is that they have access. But before we give you access, we got to put dirt on you so that we can always pull you down if we need to. Let's shift gears into some black excellence and black economics. A lot of folks talk about hip-hop billionaires, entertainers, athletes, but let's talk about some real money. Richest black man in America, founder of Vista Equity Partners, a software-focused private equity firm that owns billions in assets. Let's take a look at what Robert F. Smith had to say about the new economy.
Where you described being the first M&A banker on the ground in San Francisco back in '97. Right. You were a mentee of Gene Sykes. Right. You called the best M&A banker who ever lived. You saw, my point is, you saw the internet, right, if not at its most nascent stage, in its middle school years maybe. Right. So you have good perspective between then and now. How does this revolution compare to what you saw then on the ground?
Orders of magnitude greater. However, it's not going to come easy. You will actually have to embrace this technology and actively drive it throughout your organization. people are often resistant to change, reluctant to make change. This technology, as we've seen it across our portfolio, 100% of our companies now are using code generation. 100% have a product to market or under development, and 100% are using it for reduction of cost in the implementation of their actually operating their businesses. But it takes an evangelical type of a fervor to get people to adopt this technology. But once they see the power of it, you see an acceleration of the utilization of it. That's what's happening today, and it is orders of magnitude. That's 625% ROI, orders of magnitude more benefit to our customers.
Bain and Company wrote.
See, Robert F. Smith, he didn't get here from entertainment. He built a machine. His company buys struggling tech companies. He restructures them. He optimizes them. He scales them. This is the highest level of financial engineering. And we don't see enough of black men in that arena. A software company like Vista Equity Partners, they're highly, invested in AI, which a lot of people, and especially a lot of poor people, they don't really like AI because it takes like the easy jobs. But it takes a lot of jobs. Like, I have friends that do like finance management and stuff, like accounting, and like it takes accounting, even like lawyers and stuff, like law. So I mean, I use my chat bot all the time for legality purposes, and like crafting, legal contracts, taking a contract or an agreement, putting it into the chat and telling me like what's wrong and redlining it for me. All of the things that attorneys and accountants and shit like that, people that actually had like good jobs back in the day, they won't even have those jobs. So it's not just Amazon and the small jobs that the robots are taking. It's like real jobs that we would consider to be, like good jobs. So it's safe to say that software specialist Vista Equity Partner has gone in all on generative AI. Firm leaders are already convinced AI represents a paradigm shift in innovation. So the current state that we're in with AI is like, I can't even work without AI. So we're already at that state. Just imagine Gen Z, like, I can't even work without it. So it's getting to the point where it's like a cell phone. Like, you won't be able to compete moving forward without it. But we should take more leadership from people like Robert F. Smith, the richest black man in America. Obviously, he made his way through a software platform. And we should learn more about AI and how we can make money from AI moving forward. Vista Equity is one of the most influential tech investment firms on the planet. And most folks don't even know it's black owned. Whatever you think of capitalism, you have to study Smith if you want to understand wealth at scale. Now let's get into some sports and society. Recently, a South Carolina state trooper had a heated exchange with a group of football players. Cameras were rolling, emotions were high. Everybody's talking at once. Here's the truth. Situations like this blow up because young black men don't always get the benefit of the doubt in a police encounter, even when you're a student athlete who's done nothing wrong. Let's take a look at what this police officer did to these young black athletes.
At 7:13, the Texas Department of Public Safety is reviewing footage of an interaction between a state trooper and a college football player caught on camera. It happened at Saturday's matchup between Texas A&M and South Carolina. You can see the DPS trooper bump into Gamecocks wide receiver Nick Harbor and others. The heated exchange quickly spread on social media. It even caught the attention of NBA superstar LeBron James, who called out the trooper on X, saying he believed the nudge was premeditated and that the trooper should be suspended.
Leave the game, suspended? Man, they need to fire this man. This is some bullshit, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, it's simple. Like, you're at your job. Like, you at least would have to take some type of level. I mean, like, it's physical shit. Like, if you did something physical to somebody at your job in your workplace, you will be fired. And these are kids, guys. Look, mind you, these athletes in college, they're like 18 to 21. These are like kids still. Their brain is not even fully developed. But, the police were created to catch young black men. That's why the police force was created. So it's not like real surprising. I just hope that these young black brothers are smart enough to know, what's really going on and how to avoid those situations. But sometimes you really can't avoid it. As you can tell, he tried to like move out of the police officer's way, and he just like pushed two young men. Like, you just totally abuse your authority. So it's real ugly out there. But if you approach young men like criminals, they respond defensively. If you approach them like citizens, conflict drops like 90%. This is a reminder. conflict de-escalates when leadership shows up. Somebody has to be an adult in the room. That's why we gotta police our own people. You know what I mean? We need black police officers in these events, especially when it's athletes that potentially could go make millions of dollars and take care of their family. We got a cop down here, a low-paid officer, trying to run into a goddamn player and get his mind out the game and shit like this, bro. So, you know, I thought that there should have been some more severe consequences, some type of fine or penalty for this. I mean, it's basically assault. You know, if assault is illegal in America, it's illegal. You can't put your hands on people. So it's just like he should be sued. I would sue quick. Trust me. I look forward to suing a police officer. Closing, let's get into Kevin Gates. He went viral again. This time because people are blasting him for having a new young girlfriend. And the internet is acting like dating someone younger is a crime. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
In bed with or not, Kevin Gates shared some thoughts that got some people going yesterday on why men want to date younger women. Let's take a listen.
Man, don't no want no old washed up ass man. What don't want a young man? Don't like it, eat my man. Straight up. The what want something that been, you heard me? Man, have emotion. We ain't going to the used car line, man. What the But see that beat, there don't be nothing but that washed up on it like, hey, yeah, old enough to be your daddy, yeah. Want some, yeah. Got sense enough to know how to listen.
Niggas be so weird. I'm so sorry. Like niggas just be so weird. But
yeah, that's not a used car. That's that's you got to look at that like fine wine. You know, wine gets better with time. You know, cognac gets better with time. You know, some antique cars, you know, are worth way more than some of these
brand
new cars.
Yes.
So, you know,
Man, I expect Charlamagne to take that angle. That's why he's in that position. I mean, let's be real. Men have always been attracted to younger women. Youth, beauty, fertility, whatever you want to call it. It's biological. It's nature. So, I don't know. Charlamagne's a character. I understand. Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to say that. That's why he's in that chair for 14 years because, I mean, that's the side that he takes. You know, he takes that leftist, liberal, feminist movement side. But Kevin Gates is also wrong about just how he went about it, just saying it in that manner. He didn't really have to go off and tell everyone to eat a dick and all of this. Like, that was just unnecessary. But, I mean, you've been seeing a lot of these men take a lot of flack for having a preface of a younger woman. Kevin Gates, he's 38, and his girlfriend, she's like 26. So, I don't know. Jay-Z got married to Beyonce. They're like 13 years apart. Nobody ever says anything. Like, for certain people and certain couples that people like, they say nothing about the age difference. But for certain people, it's like, oh, you like young girls, you're a pedophile, this and that. But I don't know. So, like I said, a lot of older women, they're really mad and jealous of the younger women, and they want Kevin or somebody of status. Nobody of status that has money ever settles for an older woman. It just doesn't make sense. But, I mean, there are people like Russell Wilson and different individuals, and that's why they're so loved by the female community, because females want to run rampant in their 20s and have a blast. And then when they get to like over 35, they want to try to settle down after being ran through and losing all their value. So they're super mad that Kevin Gates wants to go down younger and get a woman that possibly has more value than them. So it's just interesting that the world we live in and what feminism has brought upon us here. I mean, it's just natural. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio, he only dates women under the age of 25. Most men, they can't get a woman under the age of 25. They don't have enough status because women, they're in their prime at that age, so they have a lot of access to men. I mean, all the way up to like 35, like especially beautiful women, they have tons and tons of access to men. So then when they get out of their prime, they want you to take them serious. Like, hey, let's get married and have kids after I've been ran through by all these NFL players and NBA players. It's like, what? No, I want a woman that doesn't have trauma, that's younger, fertile, could have kids, you know, things like that. You meet a woman, she'll have a miscarriage, 2 miscarriages and an abortion, and now she wants you to have a kid with her. She's 35 and shit. She got a body count of like 11 or some shit. You're like, damn, what you got going on? So, you know, it's just crazy out there. But that wraps up another episode of BUA Show. Politics, wealth, culture, relationships. We cover it all. I'm Heru Adamu. Stay sharp, stay growing, stay united. Till next time.